with Mr. William O'Dwyer in the year 1942, or approximately at that time?
Yes.
You did. The next question I wish to ask is, do you know James Moran?
Yes.
The next question I wish to ask is, do you know Frank Balls?
No.
All right. Now, Mr. Halley.
I take it those are the questions that the witness had previously refused to answer.
That's correct.
How well do you know James Moran?
Would you just get a little close to the microphone, keep your voices up?
Well, I know him well enough for him to come to my home and have a drink or something.
When did you first meet James Moran?
I couldn't really remember when I first met him. I believe that's the only time that he's been to my home, or I met him any other place.
How long did you talk with him about this Joe Baker?
It wasn't any too long. It might have been 15, 20 minutes, half hour or so.
And during that time, did you come to the conclusion that his Joe Baker and yours were the same or a different person?
Well, I thought it might have been a different Baker.
And you told him that?
Well, I didn't tell him that, but I just don't remember, but I do remember that he was doubtful. Also doubtful if it was the same Baker.
Now, your Baker is also named Joe Baker?
Joe Baker, yes, sir.
It's since turned out to be the same one he was looking for, is that right?
Well, I wouldn't know.
You still haven't learned that?
I wouldn't know. I haven't heard.
When have you last seen Joe Baker?
I see Joe Baker very often.
And when did you last see him?
I seen Joe Baker Friday or Saturday.
And what did you talk about?
Well, we talked in general, and of course, there's just a fellow that I know about town.
How long have you known him?
Oh, for years.
And what business have you had with Baker?
I never had any business with Baker.
Have you lived there?
About 11, 12 years.
What do you do for a living?
Longshoreman, stevedore.
How long have you been engaged in that?
I just told you, was arrested, sir.
When was that?
In 1925.
That's right. And what was the charge made against you at that time?
I don't recall, sir.
It was a charge of homicide, wasn't it?
I don't know. It was only 3 days, sir.
Well, what did they tell you were being picked up
They
for?
just to bring him in court. They fight on the front of the house. They bring him in court in 3 days. I was out. If it was homicide, I'd never be out in 3 days, sir.
Well, did they question you about a certain homicide?
They got the evidence of who the two people was killing one another, sir.
Well, did they question you as to what part you might have had in the homicide?
No, sir. I was home asleep, sir.
You were home asleep for the 3 days you were in custody?
No. One of them come in the house.
Yeah?
We used to be 5 men who live all together.
Mm-hmm.
2 men fight from the same building.
And you were picked up and brought down to the
And
station,
this
is
2
that
men
right?
was much older than myself. I was only a kid, sir.
Mm-hmm.
And they kill one another outside. And they come in their dress on the promise and they pick me up. Pick up everybody, not only me, everybody was in the house, sir.
Well, have you ever been arrested on any other occasion?
Yes, sir.
In connection with what?
In connection with I did some work in Jersey, in Elizabeth, New Jersey.
Well, what was that about?
Some labor, they accuse me, some communists, they accuse me. Guy was hurt somebody over there.
Well, what kind of an accusation was it? Was it a
Assault.
homicide charge? or
Assault, I believe.
Assault. And when was that?
If I recall, it was 1946.
It was a felonious assault with an iron pipe, wasn't it?
That's what I believe so, sir.
And you were tried on that?
Yes, sir.
And what was the result of the trial?
Come out free from the grand jury.
You were acquitted, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Were you in the courtroom when Mr. Narashev testified?
No, sir.
Do you know what he might have testified to in connection with the Phelps-Dodge strike in 1946?
I don't know what he says, sir.
He testified under oath that you were a leader of a gang of thugs who were brought to this area